Hamlet, our dear brothers, doth the memory be green, and that it is us befitted to bear our hearts and grief and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of worth. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wiser sorrow think on him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointress to this warlike state, have we, as 'twere with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and a dropping eye, with mirth in funeral and with dirge in marriage, in equal scale, weighing delight and dole, taken to wife. But now my cousin Hamlet and my son.
Little more than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord. Too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted colour off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lid seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou knowest 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be, why then seems it so particular with thee?
Seems? Nay, it is. I know not seems.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these morning duties to your father. But you must know, your father lost a father. That father lost his. And the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow. But to persevere in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis a manly grief. It shows a will most incorrect to heaven. For your intent in going back to school at Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire. And we beseech you, bend you, to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, our cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
Shall in all my best obey you, madam.
'Tis a loving and a fair reply. Be as ourself in Denmark. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suits. What is it, Laertes?
My dread lord, your leave in favour to return to France.
Have you your father's leave? What say Polonius?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave, my labours and petition.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes. Time be thine, and thy best graces spend it at thy will. Come, madam, this gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling in my heart.
Oh. That this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting had not fixed its cannon against self-slaughter. God. God. How weary, stale, flat and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fire it. Fire! 'Tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. That it should come to this, with 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king, that was to this Hyperion to a satyr. So loving to my mother, that he might not between the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth must I remember. Where she would hang on him, as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on, yet within a month. Oh, let me not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman. A little month. For ere the shoes were old, which she followed my poor father's body, like Niobe, all tears. Why she, even she, oh God! A beast that wants discourse of reason would have mourned longer. Married with my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. A little month. Ere yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing of her galled eyes, she married. Oh, most wicked speed to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good. But break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
And this, I take it, is the main motive of our preparations, the source of this our watch, and the chief head of this post-haste and rummage in the lab. Oh, I think it'd be no other but Ian Stone. You know what's going on? In the gross and scope of my opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our state. Oh, hail to your lordship.
I'm glad to see you well, Horatio. Or do I forget myself?
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
I'm very glad to see you. Good evening, sirs. But what in faith make you from Wittenberg?
A truant disposition, good my lord.
Oh, I would not hear your enemies say so. But what is your affair in Elsinore? We'll teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
Pray they do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift! Horatio. The funeral bait meets did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. Would I have met my dearest foe in heaven, or ever I'd seen that day? Horatio. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly thing.
He was a man. Take him for all in all, I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw who?
My lord, the king, your father.
The king, my father.
Season your admiration for a while with an attent ear, till I may deliver, upon the witness of these gentle friends, this marvel to you.
Well, for God's love, let me hear.
2 nights together had this goodly pair, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch in the dead waste and middle of the night, being thus encountered. A figure like your father appears before them, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by them, whilst they, distilled almost to jelly with the act of fear, stand dumb and speak not to him. This to me in dreadful secrecy in part they did, and I with them the 3rd night kept the watch, where, as they had delivered, both in time, form of the thing, each word made true and good, the apparition comes. My lord, I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
But where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we watch.
Did you not speak to it?
I did, my lord, but answer made it none.
'Tis very strange.
As I do live, my honoured lord, 'tis true. And we did think it writ down in our duty to let you know of it.
Indeed, sirs. But this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight?
We do, my lord.
I would I had been there.
It would have much amazed you.
Very like. Stayed it long?
While one with moderate haste might tell 100.
Longer.
Not while I saw.
I will hold the watch with you tonight. Perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it. Though Hal itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. So, upon the platform twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you.
Our duty to your honour.
Your love's as mine to yours. My father's spirit in arms.
Hello, Ophelia. We're just setting up your room. Thank you. Oh, yes, please. Thank you. You might like flowers for a change. Have a lovely day. Thank you. There you go, miss.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell.
And, sister, As the winds give benefit and convoy is assistant, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Oh, do you doubt that?
The Hamlet and the trifling of his favour, hold it a fashion and a toy in blood. The perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more, but so.
Think it no more. His will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his own birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for on his choice depends the safety and health of this whole state. Now be wary then. Best safety lies in fear. Youth to itself rebels, though none else near.
I shall be effect of this good lesson. As watchman to my heart, but good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of Daniel's treads, and wrecks not his own breed.
Oh, fear me not.
Yet here lay
Oh, I stayed too long.
a thorn, for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing with thee. And these few precepts in thy memory, see no character. Give thy thoughts no tongue. For any unproportioned thought is apt, be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast stand there and watch and try to grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel, but do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new-hatched, unfledged comrade. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in't, bear it that the opposite may beware of thee. Give every man thine ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Rich, not gaudy. The apparel oft proclaims the man, and they in France of the best rank and station are of all most select and generous, chief in that neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, my blessing season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
The time invites you, girdle your servants' tent.
Farewell, and Ophelia, remember well what I have said to thee.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Okay. Farewell.
What is Ophelia he had said to you?
So please you something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Very well bethought. 'Tis told me he hath very oft of late given private time to you, and you yourself have of your audience been most free and bounteous. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection? Oh, you speak like a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe his tenders, as you call?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Marry, I'll teach you. Think yourself a baby that you have ta'en these tenders for true pay, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or, to crack the wind of the poor phrase, running it thus, you tender me a fool.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love, in honourable fashion.
Fashion you may call it, go to.
And have given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
Aye, springes to catch woodcocks. I have known when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, you must not take for fire. In few, Ophelia, do not believe his vows. This is for all. I would not in plain terms from this time forth have you so slander any moment leisure as to give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you. Come your ways.
I shall obey, my lord.
Yeah, by truly, it's very cold.
It is an eager and a nipping air.
What hour now?
I think it lacks of 12.
No, it is struck.
Indeed? I heard it not. Then it draws near the season wherein the spirit held his wont to walk. What does this mean, my lord?
Well, the king doth wait tonight and takes his rounds, keeps wassail and the swaggering upspring rills, and as he trains his draughts of Rhenish down, thus the kettle drum and trumpet thus bring out the triumph of his pledge.
Is it a custom?
I married is, though to my mind, though I am native here and to the manor born, it is a custom more honoured in the breach than the observance.
It comes!
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us! Be thou a spirit of hell or a goblin damned, bring with the airs of heaven or blast from hell, be thy intent wicked or charitable. Thou comest in such a questionable shape that I shall speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet. King. Father! Royal dame. Oh, answer me. But let me not burst in ignorance. Tell me why thy canonized bones thirst in death and burst their cerements. Say, why is this? Wherefore? What should we do?
It beckons you to go away with it, as if it's some apartment it desire to you alone.
Look, with what courteous action it waves you to a more removed ground. But do not go with it.
No, by no means.
You will not speak, then I will follow it.
Do not, my lord.
Why, what should be the fear? I do not set my life in a pin's fee, and as for the soul, what can it do to that being a thing as immortal as itself? It weighs me still. Go on, I'll follow thee.
What if it tempts you toward the flood, my lord, or to the dreadful summit of the cliff that beagles out his base into the sea, and there assume some other horrible form which might deprive your sovereignty in reason and draw you into madness?
Still, go on, I'll follow.
You shall not go, my lord.
Hold off your hands, be ruled. You shall not go.
My fate cries out. Unhand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me. I say away. Go. I'll follow thee.
He waxes desperate with imagination.
Nay, let's follow. 'Tis not fit to thus obey him.
Have after. To what issue will this come?
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Heaven will direct it.
Nay, let's follow.
Time is almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself.
Alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak. I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear. I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the days confined to fast in fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. List, oh list, if thou didst ever thy dear father love,
Oh God.
revenge his foul and most unnatural murder. Murder most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange and unnatural.
Haste me to know that I with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love will sweep to my revenge.
I find the act. Now Hamlet here. 'Tis given out that sleeping within my orchard, a serpent stung me. So the whole era of Denmark is by a forged process of my death, rankly abused. Know thou, noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life, now wears his crown.
Oh, my pathetic soul, my uncle!
Aye, that incestuous, that adulterous beast, with witchcraft of his wits, with traitorous gifts. Oh, wicked gifts, that have the power so to seduce one to his shameful lust and will of my most seeming virtuous queen. By virtue, though it never will be moved, though luders court it in the shape of heaven, so lust, though to radiant angel linked, will sate itself in a celestial bed, and pray and guard it! Softly speaks I said morning, eh? Brief let me be. Sleeping within the orchard, my custom always at the afternoon. Upon my secure hour, thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed heaven on in a vial, and in the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with blood of man. The swiftest quicksilver, it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and with a sudden vigour doth toss it in curd, like eager droppings into milk, the thin and wholesome blood. So did it mine. And a most instant tetter barked about, ladder-like, with violent, loathsome crust all my smooth body. Thus was I sleeping by a brother's hand. Of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched, cut off even from the blossoms of my sins, unhouselled, disappointed, unannaled. No reckoning made, but safe to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible, most horrible. If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal throne of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. Howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor contrive thy soul against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom sit, to stick, to prick and sting her. So at once farewell. Adieu. Hamlet. Remember me.
Oh, you hosts of heaven! Oh, earth, what else? And shall I couple hell? Oh, fine. Hold my heart. And you, my sinews, grown on an instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee, I, thou poor ghost, whose memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember thee, yea, from the table of my memories I'll wipe away all trivial fond records, all sores of books, all forms of precious past that youth and observation put there, and shall live in the book and volume of my brain unmixed with base and matter, yes, by heaven! Oh, most pernicious woman! Oh, villain, smiling villain! My tables, we did as I set it down. That one may smile and be a villain. At least I'm sure it is so in Denmark. So, uncle, There you are! And now to my word. It is a Jew. A Jew. Remember me. I have sworn it!
My lord! My lord!
Lord Hamlet!
Oh, heaven secure him!
How is my noble lord?
What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful.
Tell it, my lord.
No, you reveal it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven.
There's never a villain dwelling in all of Denmark, but he's an arrant knave.
There needs no ghost come from the grave, my lord, to tell us this.
Well, right you are. You are in the right. So, without more circumstance, I only think that we shake hands and depart. You to your business and desire, to appoint to you, for every man has business and desire, and for my own part, look you, I'll go pray.
But these are wild and whirling words, my lord.
I'm sorry they offend you. Heartily, yes, please, heartily.
There's no offence, my lord.
Yes, by St. Patrick! There is, Horatio! And much offence, too. Touching on this vision here, this is an honest ghost, let me tell you. Art thou there, Jupiter? Sayest thou so? Consent to swear.
Propose the oath, my lord.
Never to speak of what you have seen here tonight. Well said, old Mo.
Oh, day and night, but this is wondrous strange.
Therefore, as a stranger giveth welcome, there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. But at your most, grace and mercy need your help. Swear.
We swear!
Still your fingers on your lips, I pray you. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right.
Nay, let's go together!
matter?
Oh, my Lord, I've been so frightened.
With what in the name of God?
My Lord, as I was sleeping in my closet, Lord Hamlet with his doublet all embraced, and with a look so piteous and forced, he had been loosing out of hell to speak of horrors, he comes before me.
Mad for thy love.
My Lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard, and thrice with his head thus waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and to end his being.
Come, go with me. We must go see the king. This is the very ecstasy of love, whose violent property fordoes itself and leads the will to dangerous undertakings, as oft as any passion under heaven that does afflict our nature. I am sorry. What? Have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my good lord, but as you did command, I did repel his letters and denied his access to
That
me.
hath made him mad. Come, go we to the king. This must be known, which being kept close might move more grief to hide than hate to utter love.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles. My poison head. To die, to sleep, no more. By sleep we say an end to heartache and 1,000 natural shocks that flesh has had. It's a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep. To sleep. The chance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's a respect that makes calamity so long life, for who would bear the whips and scorns of time. Press is wrong. The proud man's contumely, pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns of patient merit the unworthy takes. When he himself might his quietest make with a bare bodkin. For who would fardels bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life? The dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will. It makes us rather bear those ills that we have than fly to those that we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all. Thus the native hue of resolution is sickling over the pale cast of thought, an enterprise of great picture moment with disregard, their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action.
What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you could have it all. My empire of dirt. I will let you down. I will make you hurt. much as thou dost like it, eh?
Welcome to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, there'd be much too long to see you, then need we have to use you to provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's
transformation, yes.
So call it, since nor the exterior nor the inward man resembles that what it was. What it should be more than his father's death, that thus had put him so much from the understanding of himself, I cannot dream of. We entreat you both that, being of so young days, brought up with him, and since so laboured in his youth and behaviour, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court some little time, so by your companies to draw him on to pleasures, and to gather so much from occasion as you may glean, whether aught to us unknown, affliction thus that opened lies within our remedy.
Good gentleman, he had much talked of you, and sure I am there are not two men living to whom he more adheres. If it will please you to show us so much gentry and goodwill as to expend your time with us a while, your visitation will receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesty's might, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
But we both obey, and here give all ourselves in the full bench to lay our service at your feet, to be commanded.
Thank you, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thank you, Guildenstern, and gentle Rosencrantz. And now I beseech you to instantly visit my too much changing son.
As heaven help that our presence and our practice may be pleasant and helpful to him.
Aye, amen.
The ambassador from Norway, my good lord, is joyfully returned.
Thou still have been the father of good news.
Have I, my lord? I am sure, my good liege, that I do hold my duty, as I hold my soul, unto my God and to my gracious king. And I do think, if this brain of mine runs not the trail of policy, as sure as it used to, that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Ah, speak of that do I long to hear.
Give first admittance to the ambassador. This news shall be the fruit to that great feast.
Bring her in. He tells me, my dear Gertrude, he hath found the head and the source of all your son's distemper.
I doubt it is no other but the main. His father's death and our o'er hasty marriage.
Well, we shall sift him. Say, Voldemort, what from our brother Norway?
Most fair return of greetings and desires. Upon our first, he sent forth to suppress his niece's levies, which to him appeared to be a preparation against the Pollack. But, better looked into, he truly found it was against your highness. Whereat, grieved that so his sickness, age, and impotence was falsely borne in hand, sends out arrests on Fortinbras, which she in brief obeys, bears rebuke from Norway, and in fine makes vow before her uncle never more to give the assay of arms against your majesty. Whereon old Norway, overcome with joy, gives her 3,000 crowns annual fee, and his commission to employ those soldiers so levied as before against the Pollack, with an entreaty, herein further shown, that it might please you to give required to pass through your dominions for this enterprise, on such grounds of safety and allowance as therein are set down.
It likes as well.
This business is well ended. My liege, and madam, to expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night, night, and time is time, and nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad, call I it for
Fine, true madness, what is it but to be nothing else but mad? Let that go.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. that his majesty, it is true, a foolish figure, but fair with it, for I will lose no part. Mad, let us grant him then. And now remains that we find out the cause of this effect. Or rather say the cause of this defect, for this effect, defective, comes by cause. Thus it remains, and the remainder. Thus, for pen, I have a daughter, have, while she is mine, who in her duty and obedience mind hath given me this. Now gather and surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia, a severe phrase, a vile phrase, beautifies a vile phrase, but you shall hear. Thus, in her excellent white bosom,
Came this from Hamlet to her.
Good madam, say, well, I will be faithful. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt that the sun move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love Hamlet.
But how had she received his love?
I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince, out of thy star, this must not be. And then I precepts gave her, that she should lock herself in this resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens, which done, she took the fruits of my advice, and he, that was a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, thence into a fast, thence into a weakness, thence into a watch, thence into a lightness, and by this declension into a madness wherein now he raves, and all be mournful.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be. Very likely.
Take this from this, if this be otherwise. If circumstances let me, I will find where truth is hid, though to hid indeed within the centre. I'm Avery Trifler. You know, sometimes he walks for hours together here in the lobby.
So he does, indeed.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind an arras, then mark the encounter. If he love her not, and be not from his reason fallen thereon, let me be no assistant for a state, but keep a farm and carters.
We will try it.
But look, where the poor act comes reading.
Wait, I do beseech you, slope away.
I will board him presently. How does my good lord Hamlet?
God of mercy!
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent faith! Well, fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then would you be so honest a man?
Honest, my lord.
Aye, sir. To be honest, as the world goes by, is to be one man picked out of 10,000. But if the storm breathes maggots in a dead dog, being a carcass and carry on. Have you a daughter?
I am, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive. Friend, look to it.
Say you by that, still harping on my daughter.
Yet he knew me not at first. He thought I was a fishmonger.
It's far gone, far gone. And truly, in my youth, I suffered much extremity for love. Very near this. I'll speak to you again. What do you breathe, my lord?
Words. Words. Word.
I mean the matter that you read, my lord.
Oh, slander, sir. This terrible rogue says here that old men have grey beards, their faces wrinkled, their eyes perched with thick amber and plum tree gum, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit, together with most weak hands. All of which, sir, though I most powerfully and probably believe, though I hold it not honesty to have it thus said. For you, sir, should be as old as I am. If like a crab you could go backward.
Though this be madness, yet there's method in it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
into my grave.
Well, truly, that is out of the air. My most noble lord, I humbly take my...
You cannot, sir, take from me anything that I more willingly apart withal, except my life. Except my life. Except my life, now or never. I will live forever.
You worship the Lord Hamlet. There he is.
My lord, my most dear lord,
my excellent good friend. Oh, Rosencrantz, Guildenstern, good lad. Howdy both. What's the news?
None, my lord, but that the world has grown on it.
It's doomsday near then. What have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune that she sends you to prison hither?
prison, my lord.
Denmark's a prison.
Then is the world one?
A goodly one, with many confined wards and dungeons, Denmark being one of the worst.
We think not so, my lord.
Oh well, 'tis none to you, for there is nothing neither good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. To me it is a prison.
Why then, your ambition makes it one. 'Tis too narrow for your mind.
Oh! Oh God! I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself the king of infinite space, were it not that I have bad dreams.
Oh, which dreams, indeed our ambition, for the very substance of the dream is merely the shadow of the ambitious.
My dream is but a shadow.
Truly, truly. And I hold ambition, so airy and light a quality that 'tis but a shadow's shadow.
But then are our beggars' bodies and our monarchs and outstretched hero the beggars' shadows. Shall we go? For by my faith I cannot reason.
We'll make on you.
No such matter. I will not sort you with the rest of my servants. For to speak to you as an honest man, I am most dreadfully attended. But in the beaten way of friendship, what make you else?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Oh, this is a free visitation. Were you not sent for? Is it your own inclining? Come, deal justly with me. Come, they speak. I know that the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me.
We were sent for, my lord.
I shall tell you why. And so shall my anticipation prevent your discovery and your secrecy to the king and queen molt move. I have, of late, wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. Forgone all custom of exercise, and indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you. This brave overhanging firmament, this majestical roof threated with golden fire. Why, it seems nothing to me than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapours. What a piece of work is a man. How infinite in faculty, how noble in reason. In form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. The paragon of animals, the beauty of the world. Yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me, no, nor woman neither. But by your smiling, you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Then why did you laugh when I said, man delights not me?
To think, my lord, that if you delight not in man, what Lenten entertainment? The players shall have you! Chosen them on the way, and hither are they coming to offer you service.
He that plays the king will be welcome. You are welcome to Elsinore. Welcome, my friends. But my Aunt Mother and Uncle Father are deceived.
In what way, my dear lord?
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I can tell it from a...
Well be with you, gentlemen.
Hark you, Gillinson, you two. That great baby you see there is not yet out of his swaddling clouds.
Avery, here's the second time come into them, for 'tis said that an old man is twice a child.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
But those shields will not actually
Letters are come hither, my lord.
Not buzz.
On mine honour.
Then came ejector on his ass.
The best act is in your world, either for comedy, tragedy, historical, pastoral, tragical, comical, historical, pastoral, comical, historical. Seneca cannot be too heavy, nor Plautus too light. For the law of writ and the liberty, these are the only men.
Oh, welcome, masters. Welcome all. I'm glad to see you. Well, welcome. Come, a taste of your quality. Come, a passionate speech.
Which speech, my lord?
I heard thee speaking your speech once, but it was never acted. Or if it was, not above once, for the play pleased not the million. 'Twas caviar to the general. But, as I received it, was an excellent play. Well digested in scenes and written with as much modesty as with cunning. One scene in it I chiefly loved was Nini's tale to Dido, and thereabout of it where she speaks of crime and slaughter. If it lived in your memory, begin at this line. Let me see.
The rugged Pyrrhus, like the Hercanian beast.
Oh.
It is not so.
It begins with Pyrrhus.
The rugged Pyrrhus, whose sable arms, black as his purpose, did the night resemble, now lay couched in the ominous horse, hath this dread and black complexion, smeared with heraldry dismal, head to foot. Now he is total ghoul. Horridly tricked with the blood of fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, baked and impasted in the parching streets that lend a tyrannous and damned light to their lord's murder. Roasted in wrath and fire, thus oversized with coagula door, with eyes like carbuncles, the hellish pierce old grandsire Priam.
Priam.
Seeks. So proceed.
Oh, God, my lord, well spoken, with good accent and good discretion.
Anon he finds him, striking too short at Greeks. His antique sword rebellious to his arm lies where it falls, repugnant to command. Unequal matched, Pyrrhus at Priam drives, in rage strikes wide, but with the whiff and wind of his fell sword the unnerved father falls. Then, senseless Ilium, seeming to feel this blow, with flaming top stoops to his base, and with a hideous crash, takes prisoner Pyrrhus' ear. For lo, in the air, his sword, which was declining on the milky head of Reverend Priam, seemed in the air to stick. So, as a painted tyrant, Pyrrhus stood, and like a neutral to his will and matter, did nothing. But as we often see against some storm, a silence in the heavens, the rack stands still, the bold winds are speechless, and the all below as hush as death. Anon the dreadful thunder doth rend the region, so after Pyrrhus' pause, a rousing vengeance sets him new work. And never did the Cyclops' hammers fall on Mars' armour forged for proof return with less remorse than Pyrrhus' bleeding sword now falls on Priam.
This is too long.
Shoot sparkles with your beard. What do you say on? For a jig, or a tale of ordering.
Or he sleeps,
Pretty say, oh, come to Hecuba. Ah.
But who, oh, who had seen Hecuba? Who had seen the mobled queen?
Mobled queen, very previously.
Run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames with brisome room. Clouds upon that head where late the diadem stood, and for a robe about her lank and all o'er-teamed loins, a blanket in the alarm of fear caught up. Who this had seen, with tongue in venom steeped, gainst fortune's stake would treason have pronounced. But if the gods themselves did see her then, when she saw Pyrrhus make malicious sport, in mincing with her sword her husband's limbs, the instant burst of clamour that she made, less things more to move them not at all, would have made melts the burning eyes of heaven, and passion in the gods.
Look whether he has not changed his colour and has tears in his eyes. Pray, no more.
'Tis well.
Oh,
Well, as we skip the rest out soon. My lord, will you see the players well bestowed? Do you hear me? Let them be well used. For they are... Oh, sorry. They are the abstract Greek chronicles of the time. After your death, you'd better have a bad epitaph than they can report whilst you live.
My lord, I will use them according to their desert.
Oh, good for the king's man, much better! Use every man after his desert. Use them after your own honour and dignity. For who should escape whipping? The less they deserve, the more merit is in your bounty. Take them in. Oh, my friends, we'll have a play tomorrow. Good friend, what's up here? Could you play the murder of Gonzaga?
Aye, my lord.
Could you, for a need, study a line of 12 or 16 that I would insert and set up, would you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that man and look you mock him not. My friends, I'll leave you till night. You're welcome, girls.
Good.
I'll be with you. Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, can force his soul to his conceit, that from a working all his visage wand, tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, a broken voice, his whole function suiting to forms of his conceit, and all for nothing, for Hecuba. For what is Hecuba to him, or he to Hecuba, that he should weep for her? What would he do? Had he the motive and cue that I have for passion? He would drown the stage with tears, and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty, appall the free, and confound the ignorant, and amaze indeed the very faculty of eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddy metal rascal, must peak like John o' Dreams, unpregnant to his cause, and can say nothing! No, not for a king whose most dear life and property a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain? Breaks my pate across, plucks my beard and blows it in my face, tweaks me by the nose, gives me the lie in the throat as deep as the lungs. Who does this me? Swoons, I should take it. For it cannot be that I am pigeon-livered and lack gall to make the oppression bitter. Or ere this, I should have fatted all the region's kites with the slave's offal. Bloody, borderless villain, remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindness villain! Oh, vengeance! Oh, what an ass I am. This is most brave, that I, the son of the father murdered, prompted to his revenge by heaven and hell, must like a whore unpack his heart with words and fall a-cursing like a very drab, a scullion. Oh, fire. Foe,
about my brain. I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have, by the very cunning of the scene, been struck so to the soul that they have presently proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, though it has no tongue, will speak with miraculous organ. I will have these plays play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks, I'll tempt him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. Now, the spirit that I have seen may be the devil have power to assume a pleasing shape, and yea, through my weakness and melancholy, as he has spirit, as he is potent with such spirits, abuses me to damn me, I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
Circumstance, get from him why he puts on this madness, grating all his days of quiet so harshly with this turbulent and dangerous lunacy.
He does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause? He will by no means speak.
Nor do we find him forward to be sounded, but with a crafty madness keeps aloof, where we will bring him on to some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Most like a gentleman.
But with much forcing of his disposition.
No, a negative question, but of our demands, most free in his reply.
Did he essay you to any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out that certain players we wrought on the way of these we told him. And it seemed in him a kind of joy to hear of it. They are about the court, and, as I think, have order already this night to play before him.
It is very true, and he beseeches me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart, and it does much content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him a further edge and drive his purpose onto these delights.
We will go, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he is to her by accident may here affront Ophelia, her father and myself, lawful espials, shall so bestow ourselves that, seen unseen, we may of their encounter frankly judge, and gather as he is behaved, if it be the affliction of his love, or know that thus he suffers for.
I shall beg you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do wish that your good beauties be the happy cause of his wildness. So do I hope that your virtues bring him to his wonted way again, to both your honours.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here. Gracious, we will bestow ourselves. Read on this book that show of such an exercise may colour your nobleness. See you coming. My lord, it's so wrong.
Just stick my balls in your mouth. Ooh, suck on my chocolate salty balls. Put them in your mouth and suck them. Something. Very few. My orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How does your honour for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed long to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I never gave you all.
My honoured lord, you know right well you did. And with them words of so sweet breath composed, as made the things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again. For to the noble mind rich gifts wax poor when he was proved unkind. There, my lord.
You honest.
My lord.
Be fair.
What means your lordship?
For if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than honesty?
I'm truly. For the power of beauty will soon be transformed from what it is to a bawd, than the power of honesty translate his likeness into his beauty. This was some time a paradox, but time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord. You made me believe so.
Then you should honor believe me. For virtue cannot inoculate our old stock, but we should relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more to see.
Oh, get thee to a nunnery! Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent, honest, yet it be better that my mother had not born me. I am very proud, revengeful, and ambitious, with more offences at my beck than I have thoughts to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do calling between earth and heaven, where our knaves all believe none of us, go that way to a nunnery? Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Good. Then let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens!
If thou wilt need marry, I'll give thee this play for thy dowry. Be as chaste as ice, as pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny. Go thy ways to a nunnery, or if thou wilt need marry, marry a fool. For wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. I have heard of your paintings too well enough. God has given you one face, and you make yourself another. You jig, you amble, you lisp, you nickname God's creatures and make your wantonness and your ignorance. Go to!
Run in and made me mad! I say that we shall have no more marriage. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery, go!
Love is affection. Do not that way take nor what he spake, though lack formula was not like madness. There's something in his soul over which his melancholy sits on brood, and I do doubt the hatch and the disclose will be of some danger. Which for to prevent I have a quick determination thus set it down. Ye shall speed to England for the demand of our neglected tribute. Happily the seas and countries different with variable objects shall expel this something settled matter in his heart, whereon his brain still beating puts an fashion of himself. What think you, Honours?
This shall do well, but yet I do believe the origin and commencement of his grief sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia, you need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said, we heard it all. Gracious, so please you. You may do as you please, but if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his grief. Let her be round with him, and I'll be placed, so please you, in the ear of all their conference. If she find him not, to England send him, or confine him where your wisdom best shall think.
Shall be so. Madness in great ones must not on watch go.
Oh, what a noble mind is here overthrown. Courtiers, soldiers, scholars, aye, tongues. The expectancy and rose of their state, the glass of fashion and the mould of form, the observed of all observers quite down. And I, of ladies most dejected and wretched that sucked the honey of his music vows, now see that no one, no sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of tune and harsh, unmatched form and feature of blown youth, blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to see what I have seen, see what I see.
Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounce it to you, trippingly on the tongue. And if you mouth it as many of your plays have done, that is leave the town choir spoke my lines. Nor do not saw the air too much for your hands thus, but use all gently, for in the very torrent tempest, and may I say, well with passion, you must acquire and beget a temperance that gives it smoothness. Go make you ready. Will the king hear this piece of music?
And the queen too, and that presently.
Well, go with the players make haste. Will you two have haste in them?
We shall, my lord.
What do you wish?
Here, my sweet lord, at your service.
Horatio, thou art even a man as ever my conversation coped with all. Nay, do not think that I flatter. Give me that man that is not passion's slave. I will wear him in my heart's core. Aye, in my heart of hearts, I do mean. Something too much of this. There is a play tonight before the king. One scene in it comes near the circumstance that I have told thee of my father's death. Prithee, when thou seest that act afoot, even with the very comment of thy soul, observe mine uncle. If his occulted guilt do not itself unkennel in one speech, the damned ghost that lives in, and my imaginations are as foul as thou consider.
Well, my lord, if he steal aught whilst the play is playing and scape detected, I will pay the theft.
They're coming. Get your place. I must be idle.
My fares, our cousin Hamlet.
Excellent in faith with the convenience dish. I eat the air, promise crab. You will not feed tables, sir.
I have not been with the Councillor Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, not mine now. My lord, you once played in the university, you said?
That did I, my lord, and was counted a good act.
Woo! What did you act?
I did enact Julius Caesar. I was killed in the Capitol. Brutus killed.
I was a good part of him to kill, so we kept on the calf there. Ha! Are the players ready?
Aye, my lord. They stand for your patience.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet. Sit by me.
No, mother. Here's metal more attractive.
You mark that.
Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I meant my head in your lap.
Aye, my lord.
Did you think that I meant coventry matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
Oh, it's a fair thought to lie between a maid's legs.
What is, my lord?
Nothing.
You are merry, my lord.
Oh, aye.
Aye, my lord.
Oh, God. You're only chick maker. What's a man to do but be merry? I mean, look at how cheerfully my mother looks. My father died within these 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long. Well, the devil wear black, for I'll have a suit of stables. 2 months dead, not forgotten yet. Well, then there's hope that a great man's memory might outlive his life half a year.
You are not, Mama.
For us and for our tragedy, here's stooping to your clemency. We beg your hearing patiently.
This is the word of proposing a ring.
Tis brief, my lord.
As woman's love.
Full 30 times have Phoebus carved gone round Neptune's salt wash, and Tellus all brown. And 30 dozen moons with borrowed sheen about the world have times 1230s been. Since love, our hearts and hymen, in our hands unite, commutal in most sacred bands.
So many journeys may the sun and moon make us again count ere love be done.
Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. My operant powers their functions leave to do, and thou shalt live in this fair world behind, beloved, honoured, and haply one so kind for husband shalt thou.
Oh, confound the rest! Such love must live as treason in my breast. In second husband, let me be accursed. None wed the second, but who kills the first.
Wormwood.
A second time I kill my husband dead. When second husband kisses me in bed.
I do believe what now you speak, but what we do determine, oft we break. So think thou shalt no second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when thy first lord is born.
If once a widow, ever I be wife.
Will she should break it now.
'Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull. Pray I will beguile the tedious day with sleep.
Sleep rock thy brain, and never come mischance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady protests too much, I think.
Oh, she'll keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offence in it?
No, they do but jest. Poison in jest, no offence.
What do you call the play?
The Mousetrap. Ma'am, how? This is the image of a murder done in Vienna. The Duke's name is Gonzalo. His wife Baptista, you shall see anon. 'Tis a knavish piece of work, but what of that? Your Majesty and we that have free souls, it touches us not. Let the god jade wince our rivers are unrun. Oh, this is Lord Lucianus, nephew to the king.
You're as good as chorus, my lord.
I can interpret between you and your love, could I see the puppets down here.
You keep, my lord, you keep.
Come, the croak and raven doth bellow for revenge.
Thoughts black, hands apt, drugs fit and time agree. Confederate season, else no creature see. Thou mixture rank of midnight weeds collected, of hecate's band thrice blasted, thrice infected. Thy natural magic of dire property, on wholesome life usurp immediately. Oh!
He pointed him in the garden for his estate. His name's Gonzago. The story is extant and writ in joyful telling. You shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzago's wife. Or some must watch while others sleep, so runs the world away. Oh, Horatio, I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000. Did proceed.
Very well, my lord.
Oh, the talk of the boys.
I did noted well.
My lord, the Queen would speak with you, and presently.
Do you see on the cloud that shape of camel?
By the mass, she's like a camel.
Methinks it looks like a weasel.
She's like a weasel.
Or like a whale.
Very like a whale.
Then I shall come by and by. They fool me to the top of my bed, and I shall come by and by.
I will say so. By and by is usually said.
Could I drink hot blood and do such bitter business as the day would quake to look on? Stop now. To my mother. I was being daggers to her, but you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, now an interval, during which you'll find the coffee shop as we open on the terrace, down the end a bit of the theatre. Sandwiches, hot drinks and confectionery available.
I like him not, nor stands it safe for us to let his madness range. Therefore, prepare you. I, your commission, will forthwith dispatch and he to English along with me. Terms of our estate may not ensure hazard so dangerous as to hourly grow out of his lunacy.
We will ourselves provide most holy and religious spirits to keep these many, many bodies safe that live and don't feed upon your majesty.
Arm you, I pray, to the speedy voyage, for we will fetters put upon us here, which now goes to free-footed.
We will haste us.
My lord.
He's going to his mother's chamber. Behind the arras, I'll convey myself to hear the process. Very well, my liege, I'll call upon you ere you go to bed and tell you what I heard.
Thanks to him, my lord.
Oh, my offence is rank. It smells to heaven. It hath the primal elder's curse upon it. Brother's murder.
Pray can I not? Though inclination be as strong as will, my stronger guilt defeats my stronger intent. And like a man that double business bound, I stand in pause where I shall first begin and both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thinking that itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? And where to, sirs, mercy, but to confront the visage of offence? And what's in prayer but this twofold force? If the stall there we come to fall, or pardon being bad. I'll look up, my fault is past. But what form of prayer shall serve my turn? Forgive him my foul murder. That cannot be, since I'm still possessed of those effects from which I did the murder. My crown, my own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and retain the offence? The corrupted currents of this world, offence is guilt at hand, may shove by justice, and oft deceive the wicked prize itself finds out the law. 'Tis not so above. There is no shuffling. There the action lies in its true nature, and we ourselves compelled even to the teeth and forehead of our faults to give in evidence. What then? What rests? Try what repentance can. What can it not? What can it when one cannot repent? Oh, wretched state. Oh, bosom, black as death. Oh, limed soul, that's struggling to break free. I'm more engaged. Help, angels, make us safe. Oh, stubborn knees. An heart with strings of steel. Be soft as the sinews of the newborn babe. Or maybe well.
Now might I do it, Pat? Now he is praying, now I'll do it. So he goes to heaven. So I am revenged! That would be scanned. A villain kills my father, and I, his sole son, do that same villain sent to heaven? This is higher in salary, not revenge. He took my father grossly, full of bread. All his crimes brought blown, flush as May. How as all it stands, who knows, save heaven? But our circumstance and course of thought is heavy with him. Am I then revenged? To take him in the purging of his soul when he is fit and seasoned for the passage? No. Up sword. No, thou more horrid heads. When he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasures of his bed, in gaming, swearing, or some other act that has no relish of salvation, then tripping, that his heels will kick in heaven, and his soul be damned and black as hell whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up. My thoughts remain below. Words like thoughts never to heaven go.
Straight, pray you, be round with him.
I warrant you, do me not. Withdraw! I hear him coming.
Now, mother. What's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, thou hast my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. I would have not so. You are my mother.
Nay then, I'll set those to you who can speak.
Oh, come and sit you down. You shall not budge till I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me.
What?
Help!
Help!
What's that?
Help!
Dead for a ducking.
Help!
Bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
Was kill a king?
Aye, lady, 'twas my word. Ah. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou findest to be too busy is some danger. Leave wringing of your hands. Let me wring your heart if it be made penetrable stuff. If damn custom and not brass it so that it is proof and bullock against sense.
What have I done that thou darest wipe thy tongue in noise, so bold against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes the rose off the fair forehead of innocent love and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as dice as those such a deed, that from the body of contraction plucks the very soul. Heaven's faith doth glow under this solidity and compound mass with truthful visage as against the doom so sick at the act.
I mean, what act that was so loud and thunders in the index?
Look here, upon this picture, and upon this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what grace lay on this brow. Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself. An eye like Mars, the threatening command. A station like the herald Mercury, new lighted on heaven-kissing hill. A form and combination indeed, where every god seemed to set his seal to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband!
this is your husband. Like a mildewed ear blasting the wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Would you, on this fair mountain, leave to batten and feed on this moor? Would you eyes? It's not love. For at your age, the heyday and blood should be tame. It's humble and waits upon judgment. What judgment was there from this to this? What devil was it that had cousined you with hope and blind? Eyes without feeling without sight, ears without sense, and smelling sounds all but a part of one sickly sense could not so mope. Oh shame! Where is thy blush?
Oh, Hamlet, speak no more! Thou turnst my eyes into my very soul!
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseaming bed, stewed in corruption, honey and making love of in the nasty
No more, sweet Hamlet! These words like daggers enter in mine ears!
A murderer, a villain, a slave that is not 20 part the tithe of your president lord, a cutpurse of the empire that from the shelf the precious diadem stole and placed in his pocket.
No more!
King of shreds and patches! Save me and hover over me with your wings, you heavenly gods! Or with that gracious figure!
Oh, the lassie's mad!
Do you not come your darling son to chide? The love's in time of passion? Let's go by the important acting of your great command. Oh, say!
Do not forget! This visitation takes when I always wanted practice. Look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, step between her and her vital soul. Conceited the strongest body's weakest words. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is with you, lady?
Lass, how is with you? Did you bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air do old discourse? Whereon do you look?
On him. On him. Look how pale he glares. His case and form conjoined, reaching to stones would make them capable. Do not look upon me, lest this pity's action will curb my stern effects and what I have to do with one true colour, tears perchance for blood.
To whom do you speak this?
Do you see nothing there?
Nothing, yet all I see there is.
Did you nothing hear?
Nothing but ourselves.
Look at him, my father in his habit as he lived. And now, as he goes towards the portal,
The very coinage of thy brain, this bodiless creation, ecstasy is having it.
my pulse, as doth yours, makes this helpful music. It is not madness that I have uttered. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what is past, avoid what is to come, and do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them ranker.
Hamlet, thou cleft my heart in twain.
Then throw away the worst of it and knit the purer with the other. Good night, mother. When thou art desirous to be blessed, our blessing beg of thee. For this same man I do repent. Though heaven have pleased it so to punish me with this and this with me, that I must be their scourge and their minister. I will bestow him, and answer well the death I gave him. So again, good night.
What shall I do?
By no means, not this. Let the bloat king tempt you again to bed, or with the paddling of his damned fingers on the back of your neck make you ravel all this matter out, that I essentially am not in madness but man in craft. For good you let him know.
Thou should. If words be made of breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me.
I must to England, you know that.
Minack, I had forgot. 'Tis so concluded on.
There's letters still.
and my 2 schoolfellows, whom I trust as I will add as fact, bear the mandate. Sweep my way and marshal me today. Let it work. Or 'tis sport to have the engineer hoist by his own petard. But shall go hard. I will dowel 1 yard below their minds and blow them at the moon. Oh, 'tis most sweet when in 1 line 2 crafts directly meet. This man shall send me packing. I'll lug the guts into the neighbourhood. Good night, Mother. Indeed, this counsellor is now most still, most secret, and most great, who was in life a foolish and prating gale. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, Mother.
Oh, there's matter in these sighs, these profane hymns. You must translate to speak, we understand them. Where's your son? How does Hamlet?
Mad as the sea and wind when both contend which is the mightier. Behind the arrows, hearing something stir, whipped at his rapier, cries, "A riot! A riot!" Fills the unseen good old man.
Oh, heavy deed! It had been so with us as we've been there. His liberty is full of threats. Where has he gone?
Draw apart the body he had killed, over whom is very madness, like some ore among a mineral of metal's base, shows itself pure. He weeps for what is done.
Oh, Gertrude, come away! The sun no sooner shall the mountain touch, but we will ship him hence, and this vile deed we must, with all our majesty and skill, both countenance and excuse. Ho, Guildenstern! Friends both, go join you with some further aid. Hamlet in madness hath Polonius slain, and from his mother's closet hath he dragged him. Go seek him out, speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you, haste in this. Come, Gertrude. Call up our wisest friends and let them know both what we mean to do and what's untimely done. Oh, come away, my soul's full of discord and dismay.
Safely stowed. Oh, here they come.
What have you done, my lord, with the dead body?
Held it to dust.
where to 'tis kin.
Tell us where 'tis, that we may take it thence and bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it.
What? Believe what?
That I can keep your counsel and not mine own. Besides, to be demanded of a sponge. What replication should be made by the son of the king?
Take you me for a sponge, my lord?
Aye, sir. One that soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities. Such officers do the king best service in the end. He keeps them like an ape in his jaw. First to be swallowed, last. When he wants what you have gleaned, it is but sponge in you, and sponge you shall be dry again.
You once did love me, my lord.
Ah, so I still do, with these pickers and stealers.
My lord, you will tell us where the dead body is, and you will go with us to the king.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord?
Of nothing. Bring me to him. Hi,
And now, what has befallen?
Where the dead body? Where the dead bodies? We could not get from him.
Now, Hamlet, where is Polonius?
At supper.
At supper. Where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain complication holds at work.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven. Seek hither to see him. If your messenger find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But, indeed, if you find him not within this month, you will note him as you go up the stairs to the lobby.
Go seek him there.
He will stay till you come.
Hamlet, this deed provide a special safety which we do tender as we dearly grieve for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore, prepare thyself. The bark is ready and the wind at hand. He soaks its tent, and everything is bent for England.
For England?
Aye, Hamlet. Good. So is it if thou knewest our purposes?
I have a charity season. Woo! But for England. Farewell, dear mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Mother and father is man and wife. Man and wife is but one flesh. So therefore, my mother. But for England, you say. We're singing for England. England. We're playing the song.
And England, if my love thou holds of aught, as my great power thereof may give thee sense, thou mayst not coldly set our sovereign process, which imports at full by letters conquering to that effect the present death of Hamlet. Oh, do it, England. Like the hectic in my blood he rages, and you must kill me! Though I know it's done, oh, ere my haps, my joys were ne'er begun.
Sir, whose powers these?
They are Norway, sir.
Our purpose, sir, against some party terror. Who commands them?
The Mitre of Norway, Fortinbras.
Goes against the main Poland or some frontier?
Truly to speak, and with little addition, we go to gain a little patch of ground, which I think is no profit but the name.
Then the Polak will never defend it.
Yes, it is already guaranteed.
Want me to go, my lord?
I'll be with you straight. Go ahead a little before.
God will do, sir.
How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dog revenge.
What is a man, if his chief good market in his time is to sleep and feed, a beast, no more? Now he that made us with such large discourse gave us not the capability or godlike reason to fasten us unused. Now whether it be festival of oblivion, or some craven scruple, or thinking too precisely on the event, a thought which courted hath 1 part wisdom and ever 3 parts coward. I do not know why yet I live to say the things to do when I have the cause, the means, the will, the strength to do it. How stand I then? That a father killed, a mother stained, and excitements of my reason and blood, and let all sleep. Whilst to my shame, I see the imminent death of 20,000 men, who for a fantasy, a trick of fame, go to their graves like beds. Fight on a plot wherein the numbers cannot try the cause, but is not tomb enough or continent to hide the slain. Oh, from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody, or be nothing worth.
pretty Ophelia.
Well, God illed you. They say the owl's a baker's daughter. Lord, we know what we are, but know not what we may be. God, be at your table.
Conceit upon the father.
Lady, what imparts this? What imports this?
We must be patient! I cannot choose but weak to think they should lay him in the cold ground. My brother shall know of it. And so I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coat! Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night. Good night.
Follow her close, give a good watch, I pray. This is the poison of deep grief. It springs all from her father's death. Oh, Gertrude. When sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. This, like to a murdering piece in many places, gives me superfluous death.
Save yourself, my lord! Young Laertes in a riotous head, oh, there's your officers! The rabble call him Lord! They cry King Laertes!
How cheerfully on the false trail they cry, you false Danish dogs!
Doors are broke.
Where is the king? Oh, thou vile king! Give me my father!
Can't we, Laertes?
Such drop of blood that can't proclaims me bastard!
What is the cause, Laertes, of thy rebellion look so childlike? Do not fear our person. There is such divinity that doth hedge a king that treason can but peep to what it would act little of his will. Tell me, Laertes, why thou art thus said. Speak, man!
Give me my father! Where is he?
Dead.
But not by him!
Let him demand this, Phil.
How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with! I dare damnation, to this point I stand! That both the world I give to negligence, let come what comes. Only I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
Who shall stay you?
My will. Not all the world.
Oh, good Laertes. If you desire to know the certainty of your dear father's death, is it written your revenge at swoop-stake? You will draw both friend and foe, winner and loser?
None but his enemies.
Shall you know them then?
To his good friends, thus wide I load my arms, and like the kind life-rendering pelican repast them in my blood!
Why now you speak like a good child and a true gentleman. That I am guiltless of your father's death, and am most sensible in grief for it. It shall is level to your judgment pierce, as day does to your eye.
Dear, 7 times sulphate of the sense of virtue of mine eye. Oh, my goodness, my mother shall be taken away till I've sailed in the beam.
They bore him barefaced on the bier. Hey, nonny, hey, nonny. And in his grave frame many a tear. Fare you well, my dove.
Hast thou thy wits and didst persuade revenge and push what you know?
You must sing. A down, a down. A town, a town. A town, a town. How the will becomes it! It is the false steward that stole his master's daughter!
It's nothing more than matter.
There's rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. And there's a pansy. That's for thoughts.
A document of madness, thoughts, and remembrance fitted.
There's fennel for you. And columbines. And there's room for you. Here's some for me. We may call it her grace O Sundays. And you must over the difference. Oh, there's a daisy. I would give you some violets, but they withered all when my father died. They say he made a good end. For Bonnie, sweet Robin is all my joy.
Thought an affliction, ashen hell itself. She turns to favour and to prettiness.
Laertes! I must commune with your grief! Good Laertes, be you content to lend your patience to us, and we shall jointly labour with your soul to give it due content.
Let this be so. His means of death, his obscure funeral, no trophy sword nor hatchment over his bones, no more rites nor formal ostentation. Cry to be heard, swear from heaven to earth that I may call to question.
And so you shall. And where the offence is, let the great axe fall. I pray you, come with me.
Let him come in. I do not know from what part of the world I should be greeted, if not from Lord Hamlet.
God bless you, sir.
And let him bless thee too.
He shall, sir, and please him. There's the letter for you, sir. It comes from the ambassador. It was bound for England. If your name be Horatio, as I let you know it is.
Horatio, when thou shalt have overlooked this, give this fellow some means to the king. He has letters for me. Ere we were 2 days old at sea, a pirate of very warlike appointment gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow of sail, we put on a compelled valor, and in the grapple I boarded. The instant I got clear of our ship, so I alone became their prisoner. And they have dealt with me like thieves of mercy, but they know what they did. I am to do a good turn for them. Let the king have the letters I have sent, and repair thou to me with as much speed as thou wouldst fly death. I hope words to speak in thine ear will make thee dumb. Yet they are too light for the poor of the matter. This good fellow will bring thee where I am. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for England, of them I have but. Farewell, he that knoweth thine, Hamlet. Come, I will make you wait for these your letters, and do it the speedier, that you may tell me from where he is.
conscience my acquaintance seal, and you must put me in your heart for friend, since you have heard, and with the knowing ear, that he, which hath your noble father slain, pursued my life.
It well appears, and so have I. A noble father lost, a sister driven to desperate terms, but my revenge will come.
Break not your sleeps for that. You must not think that we are made of stuff so flat and dull that we can let our beard be shook by danger and think it pastime. You shortly shall hear more. I loved your father, and we love ourselves, and that I hope will teach you to imagine. I know, what news?
A letter. What? From Hamlet.
From Hamlet? Who brought them?
Taylor.
Yes, you shall hear them. Leave us now. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg you to see your lovely eyes, when I shall first ask you upon thereunto, recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet. What should this mean? Are all the rest come back, or is it some sort of abuse and no such thing?
Know you the hand?
Was Hamlet's character naked? And here in a postscript he says alone. Can you advise me?
I'm lost in it, my lord. But let him come. It warms the very sickness in my heart that I may live and tell him to his teeth. Thus didst thou.
If it be so, as how else should it be, how otherwise? Will you be ruled by me?
Aye, my lord. So you will not overrule me to a peace.
To thine own peace.
My lord, I will be ruled, the rather if you could devise it so, that I might be the organ.
All's right. Laertes, was your father dear to you, or are you like the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Not that I think you do not love your father, but to the quicker the answer. Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son in deed more than in word?
Cut his throat in the church.
No place indeed should murder sanctuarized. Revenge should have no bounds. But Laertes, will you do this?
I will do it. And for that purpose, I'll anoint this sword. I bought this unction of a mountebank, so mortal that, but dip a knife in it. Where it draws blood, no cataplasm so rare, collected from all the simples that take virtue under the moon, can save the thing from death that is scratched withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion, that if I gall him even slightly, it may be death.
Let's further think on this. Weigh what convenience both time and shape may fit us. If this should fail, and that our drift look through our bad performance, the better not say, therefore this project needs a back or a second that might hold, if this should last in proof. So let me see. We'll make a solemn wage on your cunnings. I had. When in your motion you're hot and dry, make your bouts more violent to that end, and he calls for drink. I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nonce. Whereon but sipping, if by chance he escape your venom stuff, our purpose may hold out. How now, sweet queen?
One won't just tread upon another's heels so fast they follow. Your sister's drowned. Laertes.
Drowned. Where?
There is a willow grows aslant a brook that shows its oar leaves in the grassy stream. There, with fantastic garlands did she come, of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples, that liberal shepherds give a grosser name, but our cold maids do dead men's fingers call them. There, on the pendant boughs, her coronet weeds clamouring to hang. An envious slither broke, when down in the weeping brook herself and weedy trophies fell. Her clothes spread wide, and mermaid like a while they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old tunes, of one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and doomed unto that element. It could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay to muddy death.
Alas, then, she is drowned.
Drowned. Drowned.
Too much water has thou poured freely on her floor. I forbid my tears. Yet it is our trick. Nature in her custom holds. Let shame say what it will, when these are gone, the woman will be out. But you, my lord, I have speech of fire, the shame will blaze that this folly doubts it.
Oh, true, let's follow. How much I had to do to calm his rage, now be like this, we'll give it start again. Therefore, let's follow.
So much for this, sir. Indiscretion sometimes serves us well when our deep plots do pall. But that teaches us there's a divinity that shapes our end. Rough hew them how we will.
That much is certain.
So in my heart, there was a kind of fighting that would not let me live. Sleep. Up from my cabin, my sea gown scarfed about me, groped I in the dark to find them out. Fingered their packet. And in fine withdrew to my own room again, making so bold, my fears begetting manners, to unseal their grand commission, where I found Horatio. That on the supervised, no leisure baited, no not to stay the grinding of the axe, that my head should be struck off.
It is possible.
Being thus benetted with villainies, I sat me down, devised me a new commission, wrote it fair, an earnest conjuration from the king, as England was his faithful tributary, as the love between them like a palm would flourish, that, without more debatement more or less, he should the bearers put to sudden death, no shrining time allowed.
How was this sealed?
Well, I have my father's signet in my purse.
So, Guild and Stern of Rosencrantz go too.
Oh, mad, they did make love to this employment. They are not near my conscience.
Then will shortly be known to him from England what is the issue of the business there.
It will be short. The interim is not.
Is she to be buried with Christian burial and willingly seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee she is. Therefore make her grave straight. The coroner saddled her and finds it Christian burial.
How can that be?
Why, 'tis rules.
Unless she drowned herself in her own defence.
Ah, well, 'tis bound so.
It must be say offendendo. It cannot be else. Realise the point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act. And an act has three branches. It is to act, to do, to perform. Argal, she drowned herself wittingly.
Nay, but here you, good man Delver.
Give me leave. Here lies the water. Good?
Yeah.
Here stands the man. Now if the man run to the water, and drown himself. It is willy-nilly he goes. But if the water comes to the man, and drown him, he drowns not himself. I'll go. He does not get up his own death, sure as not his own life. Come, my spade. There are no ancient gentlemen, but ditchers, gardeners, and grave makers. They hold up Adam's profession.
Oh, was he a gentleman?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
Oh, he had none.
Oh, heathen! How dost thou understand the scripture? The scripture said Adam digged. Well, how could he dig without arms? Get into the crowd and fetch me a flagon of doom bar. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. Friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness.
Oh, 'tis even so, the hand of little employment hath the daintiest sense.
I tell him.
Skull had a tongue it once, it didn't speak. How the knave jolts it to the ground as if it were Cain's jawbone that did the first murder.
Oh, my lord.
But all when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out.
There's another.
Through it all, I stood
Whose grave this, sir?
Mine, sir. I did it my
Thou think it
way.
is mine, thou liest in it.
Yeah. Thou liest out one, sir, but it is not thine. For my part, I do not lie it, yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in it. To say it is thine and be in it, 'tis for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir, 'twill weigh gain from me to you.
What man does thou bury it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman then?
For none neither.
Who's to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, but bless her soul, she's dead.
Oh, how absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card or equivocation will undo us. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Why, it was the very day that young Hamlet was born. Him that was mad and sent into England.
Harry, why was he sent to England?
Well, because he was mad. He shall go there and recover his wits, and if he do not, it's no great matter there.
Why?
Well, 'twill not be seen in him there. There the men are all as mad as he.
How long may a man lie in the earth ere he rots?
Well, if he be not rotten before he dies, as we have many poxy corpses these days and will not take the lying end, he will give you some 8 or 9 years. A tanner will give you 9 years.
Why he more than another?
Well, because his eye is so tanned from his trade, he will keep water out a great while. And your water is a sore decayer of your whoresome dead body. Here's a skull now. This skull has lain in the earth some 23 years.
Whose was it?
Pestilence on him for a mad road. I poured a flagon of reddish on my head once. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester. This, in that. Let me see.
Alas! Poor Yorick! I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. And now, I've borne my imagination.
My gorge rims it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how often. Where be your jibes now? Your songs, your gambols, your flashes of merriment that want to have set the table a-roar. Not one to mock your own grinning. Wait, chop for them. Now get thee to my lady's chamber, and tell her, painted inch thick, to this favour she must come. Make her laugh at her. Tell me one thing, Horatio.
What's that, my lord?
Does thou think Alexander looked at this fashion in turn? E'en so. Mount, sir. E'en so, my lord. To what base uses we may return, Horatio? May our imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander till we find it stopping a bunghole? 'Twere to consider too curiously to consider so. No faith, not a jot. But to follow him thither with enough, and likelihood to lead it, as thus. Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander returneth to dust. Of that dust, dust is of earth, of that earth we may loam. And of that loam whereto he was converted, might we find that stopping a beer barrel. Imperious Caesar dared to turn to clay, would patch a wall to keep the wind away. Oh, that earth that kept the world in awe should patch a wall to expel the winter floor. Soft aside, here comes the king.
Ceremony else? What ceremony else? Death was done. Was there no more with her? Then lay her in the earth, and from her fair, unpolluted flesh may violence spring. I tell thee, jealous priest, a ministering angel, my sister shall be when thou liest howling. The fair Ophelia!
Sweet to my sweet. Farewell. I hoped thou would have been my Hamlet's wife.
Thou treble, thou! For 10 times treble of that cursed head whose wicked deed did thy ingenious sense deprive thee of! Hold up the earth awhile till I've caught once more in mine arm!
What is he whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul!
I prithee take thy feet from the though I would plenty of rush, yet I have something to be dangerous than our voices should fear. Why, I will fight on him on this thing till my eyelids no longer wide.
Be quiet, my lord!
Son, what please?
I love Ophelia! 40,000 brothers, with all their quantity and love, could not make up my sum. Show me what thou'lt do.
Oh, he is mad!
For the love of God, forbear him.
Swoons! Show me what thou'lt do. Would weep, would fight, would fast, would tear thyself, would drink of easel, eat a crocodile. I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine? To outface me by leaping in her grave? Be very quick with her, and so will I. Hear you, sir. What is the reason you use me thus? I loved you ever. But it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may.
The cat will mew, and the dog will have his day. I pray you, good Horatio, wait upon them. Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. Good Gertrude Setzer, watch over your son. This grave shall have a living monument. Hour of quiet shortly shall we see. Till then in patience our proceeding be.
Here, your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you, sir. Does know this waterfly?
No, my lord.
And I say it's more gracious for his vice to know him.
If your lordship were at leisure, I should depart with you from his majesty.
Ah, I will receive it, sir, with all diligence of spirit. Put your bonnet to its right use, 'tis for the head.
I thank your lordship, it is very hot.
Oh, believe me, it is very cold. The wind is northerly.
It is exceeding cold, my lord, indeed.
Yes.
Methinks it is hot and sultry for my complexion. Oh, yes, indeed, it is very sultry. As to what I know not what it is. My lord! The king bade me tell you he hath laid a great wager upon your head. Sir, this is the matter.
Remember.
Sir, here is newly come to court, Laird. The king hath wagered in a dozen passes between yourself and him. He shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9, and it would come to an immediate trial if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
I will walk with him in the hope. 'Tis the breathing time of day with us. I will win for him if I can. If not, I shall gain my shame and the old hits.
Shall I redeliver you in so?
To this effect, sir, after what flourish your nature will.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so. Since he's been in France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds. But thou would not think how all ills hear about my heart. But it is no matter.
Nay, good my lord!
'Tis but foolery. That is a gain-giving that would perhaps trouble a woman.
If your mind dislike anything, obey it. I will forestall their repair and say you are not fit.
Not a bit. We defy augury. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, it's not to come. Be not to come, it'll be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. Since no man has ordered what he leaves behind, what is there to leave behind?
Come, Hamlet, come and take this hand from me.
In your pardon, sir. I've done you wrong, but pardon it as you are a gentleman. Let me, from a purpose disclaiming evil, free me so far from your most generous thoughts. And I have shot mine arrow over the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature.
whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But in my terms of honour, I stand aloof.
I embrace it freely. Or frankly play this brother's wage.
Laertes, your skill, like the darkest star in the night, shall stick fiery off indeed.
You mock me, sir?
No, by this hand.
Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager?
Very well. You're gracious of Lady Odds on the weaker side.
Oh, I do not fear it, I've seen you both, but since he is betted, we have therefore odds. The king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath, and in the cup a union shall he throw, richer than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have worn. Give the cup. And let the kettle to the trumpet speak. The trumpet to the cannoneers without, the cannons to the heavens to earth. Now the king drinks to Hamlet. Come, play! And you, the judges, bear a wary eye.
Come, sir.
Come, my lord.
What?
No!
A hit! A palpable hit!
Well, again then. Stay! We got Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. Give the cup.
I'll play this bout first, sit down a while. Another hit, what say you?
Touch. A touch, I confess. Our sons will win.
He's fat and scant of breath. Here, Hamlet. Take my napkin, rub thy brow.
Good madam.
The queen carouses to thy fortune.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
It's the poison cup, my lord. It is too late.
My lord, I'm quitting now. I do not think it. It was almost against my better conscience.
I dare not drink, madam, by and by.
Come for me third, Laertes, you dull and dally.
I pray, pass with your best violence.
I'm afraid you'll make a wanton of me.
Say so you.
Come on then.
Come, sir.
Nothing! Neither way!
As I would come to my own slaughter, I am justly killed with my own treachery.
How does the queen? She swoons to see them bleed.
No!
The drink! The drink! My dear Hamlet! The drink! I am poisoned!
Villainy! Oh, let the doors be locked! Treachery! Seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. Indeed, there is but half an hour of life left. No medicine in the world can do thee good. Thy treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. Thy mother's poisoned. I can no more. The king's to blame.
The point in Venom 2. To thy work!
Oh, yes! Defend me, friend! But her!
Thou murderous, incestuous, damned dame! Drink of this potion! Is thy union here? Follow my mother!
He is justly served. 'Tis a poison tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me. Noble Hamlet. Mine, my father's death. Come not on thee. No, thine. On me.
Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. I am dead, Horatio. The wretched queen had you. And you, that look pale and tremble at this chance, are but mute your audience to this act. At either time. As this foul Sergeant Death is strict in his arrest. Oh, I can tell you. But let it be. I am dead, Horatio. Thou livest. Report me and my cause all right to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I am more an antique Roman than a Dane. There's yet some liquor left.
Old man, give me the cup. Let go. My heaven. I'll have it. Oh, Horatio. What a wounded name. Things standing thus unknown shall live behind me. I never know. Did hold me in thy heart, absent me from felicity awhile. And in this harsh world, draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. I die, Horatio. Oh, the potent poison quite overgoes my spirit. I cannot live to hear the news from England. But my prophecy, the election lights on Fortinbras. She has my dying voice. Tell her of the occurrence more or less than have solicited.
The rest in silence.
Now cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince. Flights of angels, sing me to thy rest. Why does the drum come hither?
What is this sight?
What is it you would see? If aught of woe or wonder, cease your search.
Oh, proud death! What feast is toward in thine eternal cell that thou so many princes at a shot so bloodily hast struck?
The sight is dismal, and our affairs from England come too late. The years are senseless that should give us here to tell him his commandments as fulfilled. That Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Where should we have our thanks?
Not from his mouth. Had it the ability of life to thank you, he never gave commandment for their death. But since so jump upon this bloody question, you from the Pollack Wars and you from England are here arrived, give order that these bodies high on the stage be placed to the view. And let me speak to the yet unknowing world how these things came about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of deaths put on by cunning and forced cause, and in this upshot, purposes mistook born on the inventors' heads. All this can I truly deliver.
Let 4 captains bear Hamlet like a soldier to the stage. For he was likely, had he been put on, to have proved most loyally. And for his passage, soldiers' music and the rites of war speak loudly for him. Take up the bodies, for such a sight as this becomes the field, that here shows much amiss. Go, bid the soldiers shoot.
My angel, now it's time to dream, and dream how wonderful your life will be. Someday we'll all be gone, but lullabies go on and on. They never die, that's how